Hi, and welcome to the Milster Mike channel. Today I want to talk about how to easily spot a Khyber Pass copy Martini Henry rifle. The example above is model 1878, but it is obviously a Khyber Pass. I'll do a couple close-ups on that to show you what I'm talking about. And this one is, I believe, is also a model 1878 short lever, but it was converted to 303 British later on. Because there's actually a different date on the other side of the receiver. First, I want to show you a couple of obvious things on the real deal British rifle. The markings, the infield markings, are nice and crisp. Also, one thing you got to remember is Queen Victoria reigned from the 1830s, and she died in 1901. Got to keep in mind the year that she died, 1901, because the British, when they proof marked their rifles, would put a proof mark of the reigning monarch. So 1901, Edward became king, and his crown is kind of like a dome, whereas the Queen Victoria one has the double loop there with the indentation. For comparison, this is an obvious Khyber Pass copy. You can see that the letters are messed up. The first N on infield is actually a V, and a lot of times some of the better copies will the infield will be spelled correctly, but a lot of times that last D is kind of crooked. Also, you can tell the crown, the VR underneath the crown is obviously not machine stamped, and a lot of times the dates on the Khyber Pass copies are in the 1880s. I bought a French Lebel model 1886 rifle from an American serviceman who came over from Afghanistan, and I'm pretty sure the rifle was a real deal because they didn't Afghanistan, they didn't copy a lot of the French rifles, but the date was scrubbed and it was 1888. Well, of course, the American laws, any rifle or any gun made before 1898 is an antique, and it's a lot easier to get for American servicemen to buy them and ship them over here. Or like, even when you buy a rifle over here, you don't have to run it through a NICS check when buying one. You can just buy any antique rifle. Well, if it was made after 1898, a lot of times the seller in Afghanistan will scrub the date and put a pre-1898 date on there. And for some reason, I guess the 8s are easier for them to put on there, because a lot of rifles that come back say 1888. Now back to the Martini Henry rifles. Another area that tells me that which one is real and which one's fake, I like to look at the trigger guard. Again, British rifles produced in massive factories, standardized practices, so the trigger guard will be real nice and smooth, and the trigger is real nice and smooth. On the Khyber Pass copy, there's flat spots, the metal working isn't as good, the trigger, a lot of times, you can just, if you put them side by side, you can tell the difference in the trigger also. So mainly, I go by the trigger guard and of course the markings, the infield. Look at the infield word, and the British also like to proof mark the crap out of their rifles. Like, there are hundreds of proof marks everywhere. I'll flip this rifle over. As I said, this is a conversion to a 303, so this side will actually have a different date on it, but you can see all kinds of proof marks on there. Like, I believe this little guy means it was actually sold to the public. A lot of the other stamps are just quality stamps out of the factory. And even on the British one, now I don't know if I'll be able to get this on my camera, but you can see proof marks all over the wood. Like, this one meant that it was shipped to another country, to a Commonwealth country, whether New Zealand, Australia, Afghanistan, India, wherever. And the fit and finish is also really nice. On my Khyber Pass copy, they'll fix some of the proof marks, and a lot of times in the Khyber Pass copies, there may even be some real parts on there, but these still look pretty much fake to me. And just the fit and finish of the rifle, like this buttstock, is real loose. There's no proof marks on the buttstock, so this is an obvious Khyber Pass copy. Now there's some copies that are a little bit harder to tell, but like I said, on that infield, on the receiver, a lot of times the D is off. So I hope this helps you out. The Khyber Pass copies, I wouldn't dare fire one. I don't know the difference between standardized machinery and a British factory, and some guy out in a shed with chickens running around with hand tools building a rifle. The quality is obviously going to be night and day. Also, if you do get a real Martini Henry rifle, your ammo might be a problem. The 5.77 450, you'll definitely have to get in reloading for that. Just to have something so I can reload into, I bought some. This company called Kynoch used to make the 5.77 450 ammo, but I believe that was discontinued in the 1960s. So just to get 40 rounds of it cost me like $200, just so I have something to reload into if I ever. I doubt I will ever fire this one. Just that scares the living bejesus out of me. But if I ever do get one, at least I have some ammo to start with. So anyway, I hope I helped you out. Hope you help spot a Khyber Pass copy versus a real Martini Henry rifle. Thank you for watching.